Well, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Starrupture. Today, I'm gonna show you how to make the Resonator farm. Yes, a very big one indeed. If you're wondering, there's a link in the description to, one, the Excel sheet that you can actually find the blueprint for these factories that I'm going to show you. Number two, the links for the guide for making every single 1, 2, 3, and 4 of these factories. You can find all of them at the same place. And basically, one tip, you can finish the game, like in general, in total, with just these 4 factories. Not gonna lie, there's another one there. Yeah, the refinery is there, so you will find 5 factories, not 4. And yeah, I will show you exactly what is going, where is going, and what is happening here that is allowing us to produce an enormous amount of resonators. And I produced enough, so I don't need resonators anymore, so I turned off only the batteries up there. That will completely stop the resonator production here. And as you can see, like, there's a lot of them. This thing produces too much. It eats it. They're even full inside of them. Yes. Like this. Yeah. No more space, basically. So I turned it off so batteries don't get accumulated inside the, let's say, these storages. And what you're gonna need for making the resonator farm, it's a scary number, but believe it or not, after making these 5 factories, you are never going to need to make another single factory in this game. Because why? These factories have every single item that the game requires from you to be produced in mass. You're gonna be producing more than 120, 180 of each product per minute by having these factories, and you can connect all of them as I have done here. I have, for example, like, I'm sending some of the resources for making the lenses, for the transmitters, for everything basically. I apologize for the inconvenience. Yeah, all of these factories are self-sustaining. I will give you exact production numbers, how many resources you need, where you will get the resources, and so let's get to work. Number 1, in general, I'll show you on the map what you need. Like, look, I'm using the resources from here, the resources from here, just these, and the resources from up here. This is not necessary. This is not even necessary, but I have those two. But you can basically make all of these factories and not need any kind of resource for them just by collecting this. Yeah, you don't need to go anywhere. Why would you? Just collect all of the resources from these, and you can finish the game with these, because we're gonna turn on and off some of the buildings over time, because this game makes progress in sequences or levels. When you reach certain levels, you're not gonna need different or a set of factories that you already have, and well, you can turn off the final product so you can use the generation 1, 2, 3 products. For example, when you're done with the turbines and batteries, you can just turn off the turbine and battery factory and get all of the electronics that you're producing from here, or the stators or the conductors, to other factories that you need in other places. Like, look, I'm done producing turbines, so I'm now making the pressure tanks and so on in the other section. So everything that I need for the, let's say, the production of other buildings are being sent from these little buildings. Yes, and they're all full, so they're not sending anything anymore or receiving anything, basically. But yeah, let's go to the Excel sheet. This will make more sense once I show you each factory, why, and how many. Please don't be scared. Don't be scared of the numbers. They're your friends. Alright, now you can be scared. Let me see your numbers shake. Alright, so for making this amalgamation of modern technology, you're gonna be using about 101 fabricators in the generator farm, 54 furnaces in the same thing, and 10 megapresses, and 5 assemblers and 8 megapresses for the production of the generator itself. Then in the liquid helium factory, we're going to be using 28 fabricators, 35 furnaces, 2 compounders, and 5 refineries. And, you know what? You're not going to even need the accumulator farm. You can make it if you want it. I put the numbers here so you can actually make it. I'll show you how to read this Excel sheet. And yes, you can get it from the battery farm. Yes, because everything you need here, look, electronics, batteries, stators. You can get it from the battery farm, so you don't have to redo it. That's how I did it. I'm lazy. Lazy is good because, well, you skip work. You find solutions for all of the problems. See, like, because there's like 60 inductors, 60 electronics, and sulfuric acid, and these inductors and electronics need the stators and electronics themselves. This battery farm basically can feed all of your other factories. This is producing 30 batteries per minute. It's a monster. It is a monster. All of these are actually. Okay, I'll show the factories one by one, and you can find the link in the description for each and every single one of these factories. Yes, this is the whole blueprint for finishing the game in, let's say, this Starrupture. But, well, not all of it. Until Resonator, the other ones, later I will, well, subscribe and like the video so you can actually see the other video, because next I'm going to show you how to finish the game with just this factory here. And yeah, without leaving the starter zone. Why would you? Don't. It is a mistake. Too much work, too much walking. I hate walking. I like building. Let me build, not walk. The engineer's dream. Let me just sit behind my table and just make things. Thank you. Alright, as you can see, first we're gonna be visiting the Impeller farm. Impeller farm and all of these farms are in lanes, as you can see from top bottom. And all of the input and output of all of these factories are designed in a way that they will not get clogged. You will experience zero clogging of every single resource that getting be put there. And for the details, you can just check out every single video there. I explain every single step for making these in that video, in those videos actually. The Impeller farm is the backbone of all of your craftings, and the Impeller farm is actually going to feed the Turbine farm and the Nozzle farm, consequently. And later it's gonna make your life very much easier because you can get a lot of resources later here. And as you can see, like, look, inside this Excel sheet, you can see exactly smelters, how many bars you're gonna need. See, you even have these resource numbers. For example, you need 480 raw input, which is like 300 of it titanium, 180 wolfranium, and 60 calcium, number of smelters and things. And in the videos, guide videos, you're gonna see how to put these together. And in general, see like 300, 100 wolfranium bar, 40 calcium bar. You even see the total number of resources you need here. So you know exactly how many lanes you need to carry to each of these resources, or make them wherever you want. Let me show you the Impeller farm. Welcome to the Impeller farm, my dears. As you can see, like every single one of these bases that I'm going to show you, we're gonna go over these a little bit too fast because you can just see how you can produce them in the other videos. So as you can see, all of these buildings that you're gonna see in the guide videos is made in a way that they don't get clogged. They're using the maximum amount of capacity of every single rail that they have. And in the guide videos, I show you exactly how to do the rails, where put what, and what produces what, and why produces what, and all of your questions. And yeah, this one is just producing the impellers. The impellers are gonna be used in the next factory that I'm going to show you for producing our turbines and nozzles, consequently. And at the end of the story, they're gonna be producing the generators. Let's go to the next step. Alright, in our next step, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be setting foot into the very best sulfuric acid farm that you're gonna see. Because after you produce the impellers, you're gonna need sulfuric acid for your batteries, for your turbines, for your liquid helium, and so on. This refinery of, let's say, amalgamation of abominations uses about, any chemicals and sulfur, and it produces self-sufficiently every single resource that you need for crafting the sulfuric acid itself. Yeah, as you can see, like from here, I have the fabricator, the calcite sheet, the wolfranium powder is getting produced into calcite, calcium powder, into ceramics, into synthetic silicone and furnace. See? Every one of these is a lane. See, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 4, and lane 5. Finally, the refinery. This produces 360 sulfuric acid per minute. There is no way you need more than this. You don't need more than this. If you need more than this, you have an input problem, mate. But basically, yeah, this is gonna be all the sulfuric acid you need until you finish all of the game. Basically, that's it. So, let me show you the factory. It's very beautiful. I love this one. And yes, it's later gonna give you your liquid helium and pressurized helium, because all of these are interconnected factories. Alright, alright. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the very forbidden jutsu called the factory. The refinery. The refinery factory, as I said, like 360 is not a small number. In the video, I even show you how to use the lanes in order to have these 24/7 working. And believe it or not, if these work 24/7, you're gonna have so much sulfuric acid that they will just stop producing like immediately after like a half an hour or something, or 15 minutes, because yeah, I literally took out what was inside of these buildings and put them outside, so the factory starts producing things. It is clogged by producing too much. Yeah, and as you can see, it eats the resources very finely. This factory, the laning matters a lot. So it took a lot of time to just micromanage how and what is going where. But eventually, I managed to just do triple refineries here, which is fine and all. Let's go to the next one. We're gonna be stopping at the Impeller factory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in the Excel sheet, this produces 30 turbine per minute. It eats this much resources. You can see it in the Excel sheet if you download the PDF from the drive file. And as you can see, no clusters, no downtime, nothing. Everything is micromanaged. I even show how to do this in second and first floors. I'll show you how they are too. And look, they're in lanes, they're in lanes, they're in lanes, they're in lanes. In order to control the output and input, I've made clusters inside the clusters that are already there, so these lanes never get clogged. It is beautiful. And it even produces over capacity, so you can actually send these to your later production lanes. And yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, it is just eating things. Let me show you. It's very beautiful. Right, welcome to the turbine factory, sorry. So after producing the sulfuric acid and the impellers, you're gonna be making this monster. This monster will produce all of the things that I showed you in the Excel sheet. I even tell you how to put these refinery here, even if you don't want to produce anything from the outside. So this refinery can either make this self-sufficient, or you can, like, delete it completely. Like, see, it's in a cluster. Either you can delete this cluster and outsource it from the sulfuric acid farm, or you can even make this very self-sufficient and not needing sulfuric acid from the outside. Yes. This is about independent and dependent factory because, well, I just wanted you guys to have an Impeller factory that is independent too, so I added this refinery here. You will see it in the guide video. But yeah, it finally produces a turbine. I'm using the turbines for producing generators and other resources in that section. As you can see, I'm finishing the game there. Yes, and this is the last one. But after this one, we have the Nozzle factory. Let me show you the Nozzle factory, which is a step 4, actually. And during the step 4, you're going to be producing the nozzles that you get just by combining and conquering all of the resources required. The nozzles are going to be required for making your generators, your dear generators. And as you can see, they're being fed to the system, and that system is sending them either there or producing generators and sending the generators forward. And yeah, this is the nozzle factory that you're going to see. I am going to show this one on the Excel sheet too. Yeah, as you can see, it's a basic laning. This one doesn't need that many complications, so this is actually the easiest one that you can make. Let me show you it on the Excel sheet. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to this spreadsheet. The Nozzle factory is actually the easiest factory of them all, but it has one important thing. It produces 72 heat resistance plate, and stabilizers, which you're gonna need for every single one I use other late tier items. So on top of producing the nozzles itself, which are going to be used for generators again, it also produces these, which can outsource to other buildings. Yes, and as you can see, like, you can find the link in the description for this one as well. And next, we're gonna be stopping at the battery factory, which is the biggest one and the best one. I love the battery factory. Okay, are you ready for my I'm most proud of this battery factory, by the way. It runs so smooth and it's so clean, and it produces so many materials that are needed for every single one of your late game materials that, I don't know, like, as you can see, like, I'm sending these stators, inductors, anything that this thing produces can be used for anything else, and the amount of production is enormous. Believe it or not, if you want to make independent factories for every single one, like, you need 3 of these, okay? You need 3 battery factories to have independently made resource productions in Starrupture. But with just this one, you will be able to produce enough batteries to feed for all of your late game needs. Yes, so you will not need to worry about it anymore. And we're getting close to very last ones. Next we're going to be stopping at the pressurized helium and liquid helium farm. But before that, I will show you the Excel sheet for this one as well, with a short description. Well, as you can see, this one is the most complex one, but it's still the same rule. Lanes, 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 lanes. Cluster, cluster, into one more cluster and another cluster. And inside the God videos, I show you how to do these clusters. Because if you don't produce them like this or don't connect them, you will have a little bit of clogging or stoppage in your lanes. But if you do them like this and just directly send resources from this here, like in very close lanes that are connected to each other, you will not have a single problem here. Yeah, and as you can see, like, there's even how many materials this needs to function like 24/7. Yeah, 600 titanium bars. Good luck. You're gonna need around 1,400 titanium bars for producing like everything in this game. But with these factories that I'm showing you, you can make it with 1,000, with 700, and they will all just work 24/7. Yeah, okay. Link in the description. Again, check it out, and don't forget to like the video. Thank you, all of them, by the way. Hello? Demanding likes now. I really worked like, I don't know how many, like, it took me 20 hours-ish to make this monster. Yeah, I think even more. But anyways, it was definitely worth it. Okay, next stop is gonna be the helium, or liquid helium, and next to it we have the pressurized helium, which you can use for other things and leveling up. So yeah, this is the build, as usual. We have that sulfuric acid farm that we made on step 2, and in the bottom, we have what it needs for the pressurized helium, because on top of 300 sulfuric acid, it needs 60 synthetic silicone and applicators for making the hardening agents. And hardening agents are used on top of the pressurized helium to make the liquid helium. Let's go to the liquid helium. Alright, welcome to the pressurized helium or liquid helium factorio, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this monster both produces applicators for you. It will produce synthetic silicone, and it will produce sulfuric acid if you're making them connected to each other. And yes, the synthetic silicone goes like this. The other ones, yeah, you can check the video for it from the description of this video, but it works like magic. Like magic. And yes, by the way, don't forget to check the first essential base that you need. Yes, this one produces all of your bullets, your building materials. Yeah, you just need one of this, and you will never need to do shotgun ammo or anything else. See, it both produces your shotgun ammo, it produces your other ammo for rifle, and it also produces both your basic material and your advanced intermediate material. Yes, and it only uses one. It's very super efficient. I kept it very, that is mathematically calculated, by the way. Yeah, everything that factory needs is outsourced from this place, and you will never need to build another one ever again. And yeah, everything that the applicators, the hardening agent, and everything is compiled here, turning into the hardening agent. And the hardening agent is combined here for liquid helium with the pressurized helium that is coming from the other side. There. 1 second. Yeah, here. See? This is getting raw helium and sulfur ores turning into helium, which you can outsource to other buildings from here and make use of it other places and get the helium here. Next, we're gonna be following this lane all the way there where my generators are made, and this is the easy part because we are going to Accumulator farm. You will see the genius behind all of this in this video and the next video, by the way, that I'm going to release tomorrow. Let me go there. You will see magnificence. Alright, now we are at the Accumulator farm. All of the resources needed for the Accumulator are actually provided from the battery factory itself. So yeah, as you can see, the electronic parts, the stators, and the battery itself is provided from one factory that we made previously. And they go to, this is random number, I just made more because I wanted to produce fast. And yeah, these will produce the Accumulator you need for your Resonator. And for your Resonator, I will show you what the generator is produced. And yeah, see, you can either do this, or there's a part at the bottom of the spreadsheet. Let me actually show you. Okay, if you have time and you have overflow of resources, you can make this Accumulator farm that is at this section, bottom section of the spreadsheet. And there's exact numbers, how you can cluster it, and how you can do it, and all of the lanes, and how many losses and production it needs, and what it will give you. And it's a 7.5 accumulator. Basically, if you want to make more, like if you want to go up to 15 accumulator per minute, you can just increase the number of this, and respectively just increase the synthetic silicone, or just connect synthetic silicone and inductors from battery factory or the other one for the stators. Yeah, and this is method number 2. Let me show you the generator. Okay, welcome to mini generator farm. Yes, everything you need for the... What, you can move on this? I didn't know that. Okay, uno momento, open this up. Open sesame. As you can see, like this generator farm needs everything that you have produced previously. So it needs the turbines, it needs the batteries, and it needs the nozzles. The turbines are insufficient right now because I'm sending the turbines to other places because I don't need generators that much anymore. So yeah, and yeah, that will produce the generators. And as you can see, like I'm sending the generator and the other things to another place. And yeah, this generator will also be connected, and by the way, you can either provide these with lanes, or you can just make flight patterns, flight paths. Yeah, you can use both of them. And ladies and gentlemen, finally, at the end of our story, everything you saw here will eventually come together in one location that you can choose. I will show you where you can put this actually. This is a very weird place because I have all of the 5 factories like away from each other, but I love it. It's like my place. I didn't have any space in the other place when I was making it, basically. Yeah, and this is what you need. You will bring the liquid helium, you will bring the generators, and you will bring the accumulators that you are producing already, like existing from already existing materials, and here they will turn into resonators, and well, you're done with 90% of the game with just these factories. Tomorrow I'm going to actually release a video to show you how to use this to just finish the game in general. Yeah, you can start building this factory from level 1, and you can just finish the game with it on level 13, and that will be it. And well, the final thing is, like, in a Starrupture, if you want to make an independent factory for every single material, you're gonna have so much running, and then you have to deal with finding quartz, finding, making teleporters and so on, finding food, wasting time. Maybe you're like me, you have only 3-4 hours every day to play games. So making just these 3 factories, and I don't know, you can build this probably in 10 hours. Yeah, and finish the game in 50, then you can enjoy the storyline as well while you're doing it, while these are producing things for you and you're finishing your missions. So yeah, and the place that I would suggest to you to build this one is nowhere near than the nearest way possible. Don't leave the starter zone. I know there are a lot of videos out there that tell you, yeah, build your factory here, build your factory there, this is the best place ever. But believe it or not, with this setup, with this factory, this space, like, see this space, look, let me actually show you, like, see this area, yeah, this area that I showed with my map, like basically this view. And yeah, that is your starter. Like, you literally get out of your base and start building this factory here. You can finish the game with it. And let me tell you one thing. There are some videos out there. I'm not throwing smudge at anyone. But if anybody tells you that you can finish this game by making 7-10 factories next to each other and just changing them, you can, but you need 400-500 hours to spend in this game. If you make this, max 40 hours, max 30 hours, probably, for finishing the game, so you can enjoy other content, or maybe do more. And, well, let me know in the comment section what you think about the factory, what do you think in general about the game, anything. You can ask questions about the production line, anything, and you can even say how are you. I love saying how are you to you guys. And if you want to see more videos like this for other automation games, survival games, and indie games in general, let me know in the comment section, and I will make videos for those too, maybe in the future. As always, thanks for the likes, thanks for the hypes, thanks for memberships and supers, and, well, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies, and if it's daytime, I hope your factories run smoothly and you never have clogging on your rails. And oh god, can you see that? Yeah, I'm very lucky I've reduced the view distance, because that can kill my PC if all of these is seen at the same time. See you in the next video, fellas. See you in the next video.